My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake. Good morning. Welcome. Happy Wednesday and happy South Lake morning. All right, we have a killer show for you today. Actually, we have a survivor show for you today. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm completely excited about our guest today. Karen Trawick is joining us in the studio today. We'll bring her on for the interview portion. She has an amazing story, and she's done an amazing thing with her story. So I can't wait to talk about it. What else are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about Joe and Boston cream pie, and that's worth checking out. We're going to talk about open windows today. This could be a controversy. Stay tuned. Today on Cup of Joe, we're continuing our conflict and resistance theme, and we're going to talk about detachment today. And finally, before we go to break, I want to get it in. Jay says that so far people are agreeing with him about my dog Sweetie.
That's correct, Joe. Yes.
I'm for full transparency, I'm gonna have to bring in a video of how excited Sweetie is to see me when I walk in. So just so people don't think that I took a picture of a terrified dog.
No, he actually took a picture of a dog who is literally terrified. So if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, tune into yesterday's episode and take a look for yourself, because you'll find out what I'm talking about. But we'll get to the bottom of this.
Yes, I use the term dog loosely. I keep telling my wife it's a freak of nature. It's actually a cat in a dog's body. It identifies with being a cat. Maybe that's the problem. That's the shift in the sadness, a subject we won't get into right here. Anyways, we're going to hear from our family of sponsors, and I'm very excited to see them. I'm very excited to get to the show, so we're going to hear from them, and when we come back, we'll get right to it. See you in a minute.
Hello, I'm Mary Rhodes with the Mortgage Firm, your local mortgage lender. I've helped thousands of families achieve the dream of homeownership in Lake County, and I would love to help you. Our team has over 30 years of experience helping first-time homebuyers, veterans, move-up buyers, seasoned investors, and more. Please read our reviews and visit us at mortgagefirmpros.com.
Hello, my name is Michael Singh with Singh Insurance and Financial Services. Our goal is to build trust based on a clear understanding of how your insurance policy protects you, your family, and even your business. When was the last time you took a good hard look at your insurance coverage? Would you be open to the possibility of reviewing your policy with me? One review of your policy can save you valuable time and money. Call me today to set up a review of what may be available to you.
Man, I just love hearing from Michael Singh and from Mary Rhodes. And part of it is not just because they're so professional at what they do, but when you get to know them, and I know they build their businesses on relationships, but when you really get to know them, you really get to see the passion they have for helping people in their specific industry and trade. So I'd really encourage you to reach out to them if you have any questions. And once again, thanks guys for believing in me. It means more to me than I ever have words to express. All right, let's get right into it. Joe and Boston cream pie. Well, it is National Boston Cream Pie today. And I don't know if you know of Boston cream pie or you like Boston cream pie, but it is something I'm going to go out of my way against doctor's orders to find today, because I love Boston cream pie. Not to be mistaken with a Boston cream donut, because I don't like a Boston cream donut. It just doesn't play right. But that pie with that flaky crust, that chocolate and that cream, you just can't go wrong. So you want to celebrate Boston cream pie today? Go get some Boston cream pie somewhere. There's plenty of restaurants in town that have it. And why is it Joe Day? Well, it is also National Talk Show Host today. And while I am not Jerry Springer, thank you, Jesus, Um, I am Joe Carlisle, and this is Joe Knows South Lake, and we are a talk show. So today is all about me. I don't know how I'm going to pamper myself today. Got any suggestions, Jay?
Yeah, I'm gonna apologize for stating that your dog may have been terrified. Really sorry to bring that up on National Talk Show Host Day. Actually, you brought it up. I should have just let it go. I'm sorry, Joe.
That's okay, Jay. I forgive you. I forgive you. I think, it really is my pleasure to do this. And as I was sharing with Karen a little bit earlier, I am so humbled and grateful to all of my guests for helping support what we're doing here. Because I'm not a big famous guy. It's not like when, still most of the people in our community, because we're still fairly new, I have to explain who I am and what I'm doing. Hopefully in 90 days or a year, that's not the case. They're calling me. But for all these people who've come out early in the process, I really, really can't express my gratitude and how humbled I am by their willingness to take time out of their day, out of their businesses, out of their lives, to come here, out to Groveland, to get into the thing. That Karen's going to make me cry over there. to get into the seat and to really make it all happen. So I really, really appreciate them. Open windows. Oh my God, this is the time of year that I wait all year for. We had a cold front blow in. I went to bed last night. I got home. It was about 10-ish. It was still hot. It was still humid. I got up this morning. It was in the 60s. I felt like it was in the 60s with a humidity level that was lower than it has been any time that I can remember recently. And I'm in heaven because this cold front's supposed to last a couple of days. And I'm opening up the windows, air out the house, sleep well. This is my favorite sleep time. I'll actually go to bed earlier when it's cool because I like sleeping with the windows open and the cool breeze coming through. Now, I actually had a conversation with somebody last night. I said they never open windows. I couldn't understand. They said they like, I said, yeah, but what about in the winter? They're like, well, yeah, even in the winter, who wants to open up the house? And I'm thinking, ugh, how must your house stink? You have pets, cats, dogs, open them windows up. Have an opinion on that, Jay? On open windows?
I wish we could open our windows in here. That would be amazing.
Thank you,
because
Jesus.
any
Yes,
kind of ventilation in this very small, hot space would be fantastic. But a man can dream.
Yeah,
So.
man can dream. Someday we're going to get to that place that we can open the windows in the studio, but we're going to be so large, we're going to have all these blackout curtains around it. Right. Of course, we'll also have air conditioning that works. That's a whole nother subject. All right, Cup of Joe. Continuing our series on conflict and resistance. Look, we talked yesterday about how it feels when you get attacked and how you should even change that word from attack to resist. Okay? We talked about how other people have an agenda, and it's hard to determine whether you're actually getting attacked. Do they see you as an enemy, or are you just an obstacle to a perceived obstacle to whatever they perceive as their agenda? Today we're going to talk about how to deal with that a little bit. Okay, now the best negotiators, the best people I've ever known who could handle this had honed the skill of doing what I'm about to talk to in the moment. I've been working on this for 15 years and I have not quite gotten there yet. I still have to feel the rage for a little bit, okay? And the thing we're going to talk about today is detachment, okay? Now, just because somebody says something to me or about me, and then I feel the attack, I feel the resistance, and I take it personally, doesn't mean I have to stay there, okay? And that's where we most often don't make the mistake in the initial conflict, although a skill of not saying something we're going to regret later is part of this at some point. But the place that we really fall down, and social media is a perfect example of this. Somebody says something on social media, makes a comment, you don't comment right away. You stew on that, and you look at everybody else's comments, and then suddenly you make a comment and realize you just made a big mistake, Okay? How do you do that? But you made that comment because you were hurt, you were angry, you felt wronged, you felt that the other person either lied or didn't portray what happened the way it happened. Detachment is where you can get some reality in that. Now, if you learn to, now I am encouraging you, if this happens, determine in your heart, just like we talked about failure and success, determine in your heart what your time limit is. Because you can't control what other people do. People are going to come against you, at least in your perception. What you can control is how you react to it. And one of your best reactions can be, you can make a rule for your life. I'm going to be angry for a day, an hour, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. I would actually suggest 5 minutes. This is a success principle you can find in dozens of self-help books. Set a timer. When you realize you're upset about something, set a timer for 5 minutes on your phone and just feel it and say everything nasty in your head you need to say. And, the truth is sometimes people do this to me and I go through the gamut to a confrontation where I win verbally to, maybe I can key their car or flatten their tire. That's internally. I'm not encouraging ever doing that, because we can get angry. How angry you get is up to you. But if you set that at 5 minutes, that timer goes off, that's it. You have to detach then. You have to not be upset. And when that timer goes off, you're going to detach by putting yourself in the other guy's shoes. It's so much easier to shut down the emotional negativity when you step into the other guy's shoes. Why did that person say that? Do I have something I need to own? Did I do or say something that could be taken the wrong way? Did I do something that was more self-centered and they saw that as an attack on them? And sometimes that doesn't happen, but if you put yourself in their shoes, even if they completely made something up about you, you might be able to understand them a little bit better. It'll get you closer to understanding why they did what they did, how you react to it, and tomorrow we're going to talk about how you can correct it, how you make that go away, and how you can use it to springboard off to something positive. So at any rate, that's our detachment. I'm sure Karen used this in her story quite a bit when she was going through what she went through. Yes, it is still Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Karen has been brought in here as a survivor. We're going to talk to her when we come back from the break. Stay tuned. This is an amazing story with an amazing outcome. I'm just almost magical. Okay, so just pay attention. We're going to hear from our family sponsors. And when we come back, we're going to be here with Karen Trawick.
Welcome to Erica's Tea Room. Located in the heart of downtown Clermont, this specialty tea shop offers a traditional high tea experience that can be enjoyed with family and friends. While here, you can choose from over 100 teas from all over the world, and a multitude of teapots are available for purchase. Join us for lunch or choose from one of our special evening events. Call to make a reservation. Erica's Tea Room, making memories with every cup.
The best things in life aren't items we can grab and hold. They are the moments that grab and hold us. Moments that captivate us, inspire us, and enrich us. Moments that bring joy, strength, and peace. At Sing Insurance and Financial Services, we help you to treasure these times by being there when life's most difficult moments arise. Through our services, you will find independence, flexibility, health, and security that will prosper and protect your life. Whether you are driving that new car, buying that new home, opening that new business, or building a new family, we provide you the peace of mind and freedom to enjoy life's best things. Your next moment is waiting. Are you ready?
Purchasing a home? Hi, I'm Mary Rhodes with the Mortgage Firm, your local direct lender for FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA mortgages. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or looking to purchase a vacation home, we can help. Visit our website today for more information.
And welcome back. I am so excited to have Karen here. I've known Karen a little bit through some chamber events. I was at a ribbon cutting at her business, and I got to see her a little bit there. I've heard about her on the periphery from a lot of the people I've talked to, and now I got to spend. I think we spent over an hour together the other day. Got to spend an hour with her the other day, and I'm so excited to have her with us. Karen, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Karen Trawick is the owner and proprietor of Get Back to Basics. It is a healthy. Describe it.
It's a whole food, plant-based, organic restaurant. We offer dine-in, takeout, and meal prep.
Restaurant / food service. I know Karen's done some catering events I've been at that she's catered. The food is absolutely magnificent, and not the cardboardy idea you get when you think of health food. Yeah. And we're going to talk a little bit about her business later. She is also an ambassador for the Greater Clermont Cancer Foundation. She's a founding member of the South Lake Circle of Wellness. Let me start that one again. She's a founding member of the South Lake Circle of Wellness, which is an association of women-owned health-related businesses and a breast cancer survivor. Karen is also a chef and a nutritionalist. I've seen the degrees. This is all part of her story. Want to say thank you, Karen, for coming on out here and telling us your story. Let's start briefly with when you got diagnosed. Because you had a business, you were cooking, you were having a good time, you're rolling along with life, and then you're not feeling well.
Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't have any symptoms, but I was diagnosed in February of 2016. Totally destroyed my frame of mind. I knew I didn't want to die, and I was just in shock.
For our viewers, sweetie, would you tell us what kind of cancer you were diagnosed with?
It was stage 2 breast cancer, invasive ductal carcinoma of my left breast.
And they recommended surgery right away?
Surgery, which I did do. And
explain to us, and I'm only going to ask this because normally I don't go so much but in your case, what follows is so much based out of how you felt bum rushed into surgery, all the stuff they were throwing at you. Yeah. Literally 2-3 days after you were diagnosed, they wanted you to get surgery, right?
Yes. Yeah, well, it's just so overwhelming anyway, and anybody that's had breast cancer or any kind of cancer knows what I'm talking about. It's just, all you hear is the C word, and your heart drops to your stomach, and that's all you know. You don't hear anything else, and it just, information is coming at you left and right. You're trying to make sense of it, but all you can hear is the C word. We got to get this out. We've got to do treatments. We've got to start getting this taken care of. We've got to do this. We've got to go to the doctors, and you're just overwhelmed. Your family's overwhelmed, and all you're thinking about is, I don't want to die. I'm still got work to do. I still want to be here, and that's exactly.
And you haven't had even time to process that.
No, and they wanted to get me in, and I literally had surgery the following week, and it was just overwhelming to have to go through that.
So you have the surgery, you had to, now is this where the Greater Clermont Cancer Foundation comes in?
They came in after my diagnosis. I had an amazing patient navigator. Her name is Sue Cordova, and she guided me and helped me, and she's the one that presented the Greater Clermont Cancer Foundation and told me what they did. And I applied for a grant to help with the out-of-pocket expenses. Even though I had insurance, I didn't have the funds. I don't think a lot of people have large amounts of money anymore sitting around just in case something happens.
Now, I think
so.
this is important. When we talked, you told me something about that surgery that I found shocking about the finance. Would you tell us what that was?
Yeah, they told me I had to come out with an out-of-pocket expense before they would move forward with the surgery.
So they're rushing you into surgery.
Yeah.
And they want, a huge chunk of money.
Yes.
Well, we all know insurance companies don't work like that.
No.
You had to pay for I guess their attitude was, well, you pay it and you'll get it back from them.
No, this was my part of the out-of-pocket, so I had to come up with that. And we had a little, but I didn't have it all. And luckily, I learned about Greater Clermont Cancer Foundation, and I presented my application for a grant, and they actually approved it within a day. And I had a check in my hand, and I was just blown away by these people. And I didn't know anything about them, didn't know who they were or what they were about, but I was just so grateful that they were for me, because they didn't put terms and conditions on it. They knew I needed the money for what I needed it for and granted it to me, and I wouldn't have gotten that if it wasn't for the people in the community that were giving to them.
And it sounds like they had the attitude that I would think you'd want the doctors to have.
Yes.
So at least there was somebody in your life
supportive. Yes.
Let's move a little bit beyond that, because I know right after the surgery they wanted you to start taking extreme chemo, invasive radiation, and you started to ask questions.
Yes.
Now, we have talked a little bit about your faith, so I know that somewhere through this, the Lord weighed in and helped direct some of your choices. Tell us about that. How did you go from that standard chemo, radiation, I'm very taken by that phrase you were telling me about that the radiologist told you.
Yes.
So can you inform us a little bit about that process?
Well,
how did that switch happen?
I'm very outspoken, and I'm a woman, and I make my own decisions, and I don't like being put in a corner, number one. But as far as faith goes, I knew that God had a plan for me, and there was a reason why I was given cancer. And so I made different choices. I took that step of faith and decided to do research and find a holistic, more natural way to heal myself. And by doing that, it created an environment for my body to heal. I did go to many, many meetings with radiologists and to get information and compare notes with my research, saying, here, I brought you this. This will work, here's research on this product and this natural supplement. And they're like, there's no scientific data to back that up, so we're not going to do that. But when I asked him if he would allow his family or his daughter or his wife to do this treatment, he told me no. And that's when my husband and I got up, walked out, and we never looked back.
I'm still amazed at what you told me about the other thing that he said, where he wanted you to worry about the cancer today,
yes,
not the cancer that the treatment was going to give you in 5 years.
Exactly. That blew me away. And I was like, no, I only want to deal with this one time. I don't want to do this again in 5 years. And I don't want to have to worry about what the treatments are going to do to my body. Yes, chemo is effective in a lot of scenarios. I am not downing conventional medicine. It saved my husband's life with open heart surgery. I'm just saying, for me and my journey, this is what worked for me.
So you walked away from the traditional, from the traditional pushing on you of the traditional treatments for cancer.
Yes.
But you did not walk away from your primary care physician.
No,
you
I did
worked
not.
with. So tell us what happened. How did the process you went through when you talked about trying something and then going to your doctor and saying, "See, you don't know everything," basically.
Well, I don't want to say I did
I
it
simplified
like that.
that.
I know.
That's in Joe's words.
Well, I did a lot of research, and I found holistic methods that I felt would work, and I figured I have nothing to lose here. Well, I do my life, but I wanted to try as many protocols as I could that I thought would be successful, so I did a lot of research. I watched a doc series on Netflix called The Truth About Cancer. I used oils. I used, grounding. I used every juicing, nutrition, self-care, spiritual. I used a lot of different protocols. And what I did is I brought a lot of that information. After doing it for about a month and a half, I went back to the doctors, and at the time of my diagnosis, I was on 6 medications. I was on blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, I had anxiety, I had heart palpitations, I had sleeplessness. When I went back for my blood work, she took me off of all of my medications. She says, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. It's working. So I was onto something here, and I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I mean, I'm so excited. And I started losing weight. So as a woman, that's huge too. So I was just like a freight train. I couldn't do enough, and I wanted to try as many things as I could. So I found a great holistic, conventional doctor in Winter Park. And without them, I wouldn't be where I am today, because they helped me identify what protocols work to reduce my cancer in my body. And that's what I used. And within 8.5 months of balancing all those key factors in my life and working with him, I was cancer free.
So you did a lot of things. You went for some very special, expensive testing to determine which of these protocols might best be working for you, because you didn't want to be using protocols that were a waste of time in your body, specifically for you. You started enjoying, you changed everything. I know we talked about this, and I was actually quite taken by your description of all the things you changed, including the negative people in your life.
Yes.
And that, I think so often we talk about cancer and people have an idea that they're going to have to eat healthier, they're going to have to change something. But that concept of the negative people, and you said, is when you made the decision, a lot of those people just eliminated themselves.
They did. Well, a lot of people were scared with the decision I made. And they didn't want to be around because they didn't want to watch me die, they said.
And they didn't want to get hurt.
And they didn't want to get hurt because it was painful for them. But it was just like you were talking about resistance before.
That just seems so surreal. I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's amazing that you managed not to be angry at those people. Because it just seems to be terribly selfish. If I'm talking to a friend, I don't want to be their friend anymore because I'm going to get hurt if they die, but they have cancer. Seems to me to be a little backwards.
Yeah, well, emotions are a big thing, and they do affect your body, and they will cause you to be sick. So I had to eliminate all those obstacles so I could be as healthy as I could. Family members were included in that, unfortunately. But it was being able to, as you were talking about, kind of building that resistance and blocking that negative energy so that I could allow my body to heal and do what it needed to do.
Okay, so you changed everything, and I don't want people to think you are sitting up in a tree going, every day. Your changes were very practical.
Yes.
Take us to, very briefly, because we're running out of time here. I could talk to you for hours like we did the other day.
Yes.
Take us to the impetus of the genesis of Get Back to Basics. I know you started helping other people.
Yes.
You weren't even charging for it. You went back to school, you became a nutritionalist, and then you started helping other people,
yes.
right?
Well, I just started talking to my friends and family, and they were like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Help me. I want to be healthier. So I started doing workshops in my home. A friend of mine reached out, and she's like, oh my gosh, what you're doing is amazing. I helped her brother. She's actually part owner in our business, and she had the building, and she's like, let's do this. This is God's work. We need to get out there and help other people and share what we have and what we've learned so that we can help other people. And we don't just help people with cancer. We help everybody.
I want to back you up for a second. We have your website up right now.
Mm-hmm.
And this talks all about what you do. Walk us through this for half a second.
Sure. Basically, my mission statement is to educate, motivate, and inspire others in our community to live a healthy lifestyle. And that's whatever journey you're on. Whether you're paleo, keto, standard American, it doesn't matter, vegetarian, vegan, I can help you reach those goals. It does not matter. And that's what I'm there to do. So by eating more foods from the earth, whole foods, you can accomplish those goals.
Okay, so I want to backtrack a little bit to the friend who had the brother. Doctors started sending their patients to you when the word of what you were doing got out and how you had defied standard logic and treatment
Mm-hmm.
to really change your body and fight the cancer.
Right.
Okay. Again, full disclosure, you did have a surgery.
Yes, I did.
You know, and so, but this has really helped you. How long ago was that? There's 3 years now?
2016, yes,
So,
February.
So you're cancer free right now?
I never say cancer free. My cancer numbers are low, and
it's not growing.
it's not growing or metastasizing. Yes.
So doctors start sending their patients to you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the reason I'm asking this is so you basically had this person who had a brother. The brother was sick. You helped the brother.
Yes.
He's healthy.
Yes.
You know, or at least
He got healthier.
He got
Mhm.
healthier, and unfortunately, if I remember this correctly, he was supposed to only have 4 weeks.
About 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks.
And
And because he started using your protocols, he got healthier and ended up with almost 2 years.
yes.
So, I mean, unfortunately, he didn't survive,
No.
but he had time with his
He had more
family
time,
to
yes.
process, to wrap up his affairs, and just to enjoy life for an extra 2 years. So this woman helps you open this, and I don't want people to think you're just a food distributor.
No.
One of the things that I think is very impressive about Karen is, and this is one of her menus that was up a minute ago, is the health coaching. You know, Karen is very serious about helping you. So if you walk into her store and say, I have diabetes and I need to change my life, I need you to work with me, she is literally going to not just soft soap coach you. She's going to get in your face when you need to be getting into the face.
This is true.
So tell us how that happens. Tell us how, you know, because it's easy to look at back to basics and one can say, oh, this is a restaurant, but it's more than that.
Yes. We like to think of it as an extended family. Everybody that walks in the door, we like to know who they are, what their needs are, and we just try to guide them. But it's their journey. That's the main thing you have to remember. My journey is not your journey. Your cancer is not my cancer, or whatever your ailment is. It's going to be different, and your journey is going to be different. So we need to figure out what works for you, and we need to take baby steps to get there. I don't ever recommend anybody to do what I did. And I had downfalls with that, so I learned the hard way by not eating any carbs, and my husband found me on the floor
Which
passed
is why
out.
we need a coach, because the coach has made all the mistakes or seen them all.
Exactly.
Right.
But I just try to guide people and help them and to reach the goals that they have. And they may not be the goals that I think they should have, but that's not what we're doing.
Karen, I know that you teach seminars. Do you teach seminars at the
we do.
at the restaurant? When is your next seminar?
Well, we're working on one in 2 weeks for detoxing your
Okay.
home and environment.
Good. Now, and that's part of the changes that Karen made is we talked about people, she talked about diet, but she made a lot of other changes.
Yes.
Change your environment. As a matter of fact, I wrote this down.
Self-care,
Self-care.
exercise.
Where did I write it down? Toxic people, environment, nutrition, spiritual relationship, and self-care.
Yes.
She goes through all of these. You can hire Karen as an individual coach. You can take part in her
Workshops.
workshops and her seminars. And I know that cancer doctors, oncologists, send their patients to Karen quite a bit. And as her reputation grows, I don't think she's going to be in the spot she's in now. She also does meal planning.
Yes.
So you can if you don't think you want to do the cooking yourself, she'll teach you how to eat and what to eat. But she also has the meal planning. Here we go. We're at her Facebook page. You can utilize her, and this probably we're hearing also from your customers. You know, and I love that you're a spirit, not a body.
Yeah.
You know, and so one of the things I think that impressed me is the meal planning, is that people can come in lunch and dinner 5 days a week. You have things that people want to buy organically. They can get for $20 a week. They can get 10 weeks worth of produce.
Right.
You know, so you have all sorts of resources if they want to change what they're doing. You know, this is the place to find out about it. Do me a favor. Tell the folks, this is your camera. Tell the folks where you are, how to get in touch with you. I believe we have contact information for you up there now, so please go ahead and tell people where they can reach you.
Well, we are right off of Highway 27 in Mineola. We're 1 block west of the post office on Washington Street. So if you know where the post office is, we're 1 block west on the same side. We're open Monday 11 to 2 and Tuesday through Friday 11 to 6. We will alter and create a menu with whatever you want. As long as we have the ingredients in-house, we'll make anything for you.
And I will warn you, I spent an hour and a half, almost 2 hours with Karen the other day, and I have literally questioned everything I put in my mouth since. So it's having an effect already. As a matter of fact, I will tell you a quick story. I got home late last night, and I knew I shouldn't have eaten, but I was hungry because I only had an apple for dinner, which should have been okay. At my size, I got plenty to burn, right? I sat down to eat some macaroni and cheese that was left over, and I literally took 2 bites and said, "What am I doing?" Our conversation about dairy and carbs and processed food was ring. I had to cap it up and throw it away. It was just so I'm gonna warn you. You go talk to Karen. She's gonna help you change just with her attitude, just with the little bit of information she gave me talking about this interview. So, anyways, thank you so much, Karen.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate you coming out. This has been a great interview. Look, if Jay's laughing at me because my chair is straining under the weight. Maybe I need to do what Karen says so the chair can get a break. Look, if you know somebody that should be a guest on Joe Knows South Lake, please reach out to me. Jay has the information up. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, and you can private message me off of Facebook. I'm not hard to find. This glowing face and my red shirt should tell you all you need to know. Also, if you know somebody should be advertising, Spotlight sponsorship space still available, very affordable. Don't miss out because once it fills up, I only got the one. So don't miss out. Finally, there is greatness inside you. There's greatness in all of us. And as our guest Karen has done, she has shown her greatness throughout the world, turning her tragedy into a business that helps others. Not to make money, but to help others. So I want to encourage you today, dare to let your greatness out. Show your greatness in the world. Pull the greatness out of somebody else. That's our show for today. I want to say thank you for joining. I'll see you tomorrow, and I love you. Bye-bye. My name is Joe. 20 years ago, my wife and I moved to Lake County with our 4 young children and settled down. In that time, we've worked, worshiped, played, and raised our family. Today, I've met the people and discovered the businesses and organizations that make up a vibrant, dynamic community. Join us as we share with you what makes South Lake great. I'm Joe, and Joe knows South Lake.